Good afternoon, everybody. It's Elizabeth Salazar, and today we are bringing to you another funnel fire chat. And today I have with me Laura Reggie, and she is going to come at me with her questions about her own funnel. And we haven't talked about this ahead of time, but we're just going to sit here and strategize. And this is beneficial for you guys because everybody's questions are a little bit similar. And so as I'm going through this with her, I hope that you're able to get some of your own questions answered. Okay, Laura, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your business, and then what you're hoping we can accomplish today, or your question.
Yeah, sounds good. So I am Laura Reich. I own and am the founder of LauraReich.com, and I consider myself a social influencer and marketing automation specialist in the terms of social media. So funnels aren't my thing. It's more automating your social media so that you can actually take time to be social online and then be present in other places that you need to be, and not waste time on the things that really don't need your time and attention on a day-to-day basis. So the funnel that I am trying to currently work through myself is I came up with a course to help people with that time constraint figure out how to take their live stream videos and just regular video content and repurpose it on an autopilot schedule. And the course does really well when I talk to people face to face and I explain like what's involved. And if I give them the sales page, it does just fine. But I'm struggling in my own head to come up with a funnel or what I've known it to be as a freemium to get people through a sequence to then want to purchase this. Mm-hmm. It seems like right now there's so many people talking about live stream video and how to do live stream video. And I don't want to teach that because that's not necessarily a strength of mine. Is I don't need to teach you how to do live stream to then show you how to repurpose it. But I need to be able to come up with some sort of email sequence or a couple videos of something in my head is what I'm thinking, to be able to then say, hey, guess what? You can now take your videos and have all this content in less than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I know where to go from there.
So what do you have in place now that's leading people, or is the only way you get people to it is by actually telling them about it and sending them a sales page manually?
It is sending them manually. It's a newer course that just launched within the past couple weeks. And so I did a lot of Facebook group promotion and just kind of talking about how automation has really saved my butt when it comes to having a family, having a newborn, and kind of working through my new schedule with the 2-month-old. So yeah. I've been able to relate a lot to people that way, but it's time. So it's manually posting and it's manually doing things every single day. And so I don't have like that magnet to say, come look at this, because I don't want to do live stream magnet. Like I don't want to focus on live streaming.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So do you have a lead magnet at all for any part of your business or offers?
Yeah, I have a free lead magnet that is 5 videos for Pinterest. And so it teaches them how to actually implement Pinterest, again, for automation, to get leads and grow that way. And that seems to do very well. It's set up and teachable. They log in, they get a video a day, and the 5th video actually walks through the course. And so then they have the option of purchasing there. I also have a membership group. And so I actually do a 6-day email series where I give them a free training for 6 days on something social media and something social media automation. And then on the 6th day, it talks about how I have way more information in my membership site and how to get involved there. And so those do pretty well, and they're 2 different types, but I'm stuck on this one, to be honest.
Okay, so when you're talking about this, there's 2 things that I hear. So The first thing is going to set you up. It's going to be automation, but not in the way that people might think of a funnel. And so my first idea for you is to collaborate with all of those people who are making stuff on how to live stream. And so what does that look like? It's creating an affiliate program for your course. And it's committing every week instead of you put it on your website. Definitely still create a freebie that leads to it, or a blog post or something. We can talk about that next. But I would almost think that if you set out and said, you know what, this week I'm going to talk to 10 people or 5 people, whatever your goal is, and I'm going to talk to them about being an affiliate with me. And, some affiliates are giving 50%. I don't know. What's the price point on your product?
This is $97.
Okay. So it's a good price point and something you could give a 50%, affiliate thing to and still be like, oh, I'm not even doing anything. They're doing this for me. But if you talk to 5 people and 3 of them were like, yeah, you know what? Because how many of the people that are doing live streaming are talking about how to automate it in 10 minutes a day?
Nobody. That's why I made this course. That's why I made this course.
And, it's not just people who are teaching live stream. Like, I could see you reaching out to coaches and just having a part of your business being like, I do coffee chats with people. And then I tell them about this way they can be an affiliate with me. Because if they're a business coach, business coaches are more general. But one of the things that they're trying to help their clients do is not waste all of their time on other stuff, but they still have to be creating content. They still have to be getting visible so that they can get clients. And so I think that would be my very first step for you, would be to go out there and find affiliates. Because while this isn't technically fall in the funnel category, it is automation for you because you're not doing any other work. So the next step
I guess I didn't think about funnel as affiliate. I mean, literally for this course, I just have to plug in an email and they can be an affiliate. So it wouldn't take me that much time at all.
Well, and the process isn't necessarily, what's a funnel? It's the automated process of bringing people to you. So if you go out and you do the work today, next week, the week after, and you hustle, and say you get 50 affiliates in the next month. I'm just making this stuff up. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you get 50 affiliates and you support them and you encourage them on hey, here's a few ways you can mention this, and you just kind of remind them about what you have, and you set up automated emails that remind them about hey, don't forget this is what it's doing, and here are some of the testimonials I'm getting. Here's stuff you can use to share it with your people. And then you're on autopilot encouraging them, and they're almost a segment of your list that you're just feeding information to in a way that's going to build your business, but again, in a sideways way. So a very beautiful thing.
I like this idea. I completely was not thinking about this at all.
Yeah, so that's the first one. The second one, it's a $97 product. So there's a couple of ways that you can come at this. You can set up a freebie. So let's talk about the options and then we'll dig in. So you could set up a freebie, but you could also do, depending, do you want to have this available to sell all the time, or do you want it to be hey, I've got this, right now? Because you could do webinars.
It's evergreen, and I actually have the program deadline funnel. So if I needed to be able to include that in there, where I give them a certain amount of time to sign up to make it seem like it's a specific deadline for them, and I don't have to relaunch every time, then I can do that too.
That's way better. Let's think about, this is all about automation. So your freebie is naturally going to have something to do with automation. So I don't want you to give away, how long does it take somebody to go through this course?
Probably, I haven't asked anybody from start to finish, but for me personally, I want to say a half hour. The course or the videos are very short and to the point, what you got to do. And then there's worksheets too that they can download to work on their own time.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what it kind of seems like. It doesn't seem like it would be a long process, but it's something that once you have it down, you have it down. Well, that's weird. I have hands on my neck.
Mine's upstairs with Daddy.
I tried to get her to go to sleep, and she wasn't falling in for that. So
that's exactly why I have him.
Well, and freebie wise, I mean, so you don't want to talk about the actual, but you want to talk to people. They can't hear you. But you want to talk to people who are using, like, here's the criteria that this lead magnet has to appeal to. People who are using video and people who are ready to automate that aspect of their business, which I think you could probably convince anybody who's using video and who thinks content is important. I think here. So all my children start to make noise.
Maybe the sound will help you think.
Maybe. Or it makes you sweat.
Oh, don't worry about it. We all have kids.
I know.
Mine's actually being very quiet. Like right before we hopped on, he was in the kitchen and screaming. So I was like, oh no.
I totally did a live stream once with my kids screaming on the other side of the house. And I'm like, oh, you guys can hear that? Oh.
That's why it's live.
Yeah. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because your Pinterest is about automation too, I would almost like to see you do something that could really encompass both of them.
Okay.
Oh, man. It wouldn't need to.
There is a piece of Pinterest in this so that they can repurpose those live streams, for Pinterest too. Oh. It's just the Pinterest course takes Pinterest a whole new level. So it just barely touches on it.
Anytime you can combine these two, I think that's going to give you this like a beautiful thing where you can just drive traffic to one of them and then it's automatically, or you can drive traffic to both of them, but it's always kind of funneling them in a circle. Mm-hmm. Ooh, think about that as a tornado funnel.
Yeah, there you go.
So what would this be? You're talking about automation. You're talking about people who are doing video. Man, you want to give them something that's valuable, but you don't want to. Here's how you do it ahead of time. What about like tools that people need to automate in video? Is that going to be something separate than the entire, like, I don't know what's in the course, so.
No, there are tools in there that they're free tools, which is another thing. I mean, with automating things, I like to keep things as cheap as possible for the other mamapreneurs. So there are free tools in there that I use and walk them through how to set things up.
And so, that might be part of it. And I guess if that's not it, we need to go through and hit the highlights of the course. But that might be a good one where you're saying, like, here's 5 tools. Here's 5 free to low-cost tools that you can use to get started automating, to create a system around automating your Facebook Live videos. So you're not telling them how to do it. You're just telling them tools that they can use. Okay. And then, the next lead-in is like, hey, if you need more help on that, let's lead into the course.
Okay.
I don't know if I love it, but I think it's a good start. So tell me about the course. Like, what's the outline of, like, this is the stuff that I cover?
So I go in the beginning. They actually get a calendar that they can download and upload to any of their, like, Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, whatever, and it kind of walks them a breakdown to make sure that they're doing it every week and gives them prompts in their calendar. What
do you mean?
So I personally go off a Google Calendar for everything I do. So I have it set up to send me a notification when I need to either do a new live stream because I need more content, or I need to send something for transcription, or just different points of things that need to be done throughout the week. And so I include that I call it a video marketing calendar, and it kind of gives them like a to-do list in their calendar for each day of what should happen to make sure that you're getting this done in less than 15 minutes a week. And then I tell them about the difference between transcription and SRT files, and how to make sure that they have descriptions and keywords in their videos. So that when it does get automated, it goes to, like, those keywords keep going and keep working for them. I give them a very basic overview of doing a intro image when it gets uploaded to other places automatically. So that way, having that intro image kind of draws people in more than having those goofy faces that Facebook chooses for them. I talk about optimizing their video on autopilot, and then I talk about the physical automation that happens when they're done, so they can get a blog post, they can get a newsletter post, they can have a publishing schedule to any social media platform that they want and when they want it to go. And then we talk about final steps after that. So once it's posted once, I mean, Twitter, you can't just post something once and then run away. Like, nobody's going to see it. So how do you automate it to keep it going and keep that traffic coming into that blog post you created 45 days ago that's still relevant?
Yeah. You know, when you're saying all that stuff, that does sound fantastic. But the one thing that as soon as you said it, I was like, that's exciting. Giving that away for free.
Yeah.
Would you feel like you were like losing a part of your course that's really super valuable and like tearing your heart out? Or would you be like, holy wow, they're going to want what else I have?
No, I could dumb down the calendar a little bit, because I actually, in the calendar, there's video prompts as well. So it gives them links back to the videos that are in the training courses as a screen share so that they can always have it readily available. So I could just take that kind of information out and just make it a little bit more basic.
I think so. Like, take out the links, because you know they'll like the idea of it having more. Because everything when we sell it should be beefier. But I really like that, Laura, because here's what else I like about it is that you could actually, I mean, you could have this just be to your automation for Facebook Live, but this could very easily be, you know, a place where people could come for both your Pinterest and your other one. Like, they could enter this place and be offered both at some point. Like, hey, which of these are you most interested in? I mean, you wouldn't need to. It's going to, maybe not right now. It's going to complicate the process of making it simple. But I like that it's something that ultimately could lead to both in your automation. Like, when you're sending emails to people and they came through like, oh, automation, that makes sense that she's going to talk about Pinterest and she's going to talk about this. And so I really like that. What do you think about that being your lead magnet?
I mean, it's already pretty much done. I just didn't think about giving that away as like a teaser into it. I just figured it was something that would help them while they're going through it. But yeah, absolutely.
As long as it's valuable, because and the next key is going to be how you name it. I mean, people can use it like because here's what you have to be careful of. People can use it for any type of content, but you want to make sure that you're attracting people who want to use it for a video. So whatever you title it has to be specific to that. Not because they couldn't use it for other things, but because this is on your.
I want to target.
Right? Yeah, you don't want to attract other people. You want to attract Facebook Lives.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. So then I guess my question that comes from that then is to make sure that I'm not just getting, and for anybody listening that does this, because I've been sucked into it too, like the freebie suckers that just only want the freebies and then never want anything else. And I used to go down that road, and it was kind of like shiny object syndrome. And then I would get overwhelmed with all the information and never do anything with it. Now I actually do. But how do you decipher between like, okay, if I'm going to give this calendar away, obviously I'm going to make sure it's enough content so that they want it, but it's not enough so that it's beefier in my course. But how do you make sure it's so laser focused that someone, I don't know if there is a way to filter those types of people or not.
There isn't. You know, you're going to get people. Here's what you have to keep in mind. Your only job is to title it really well so that it's people who are looking for what you have. And then when somebody opts in, they're telling you, I want what you have. This is information that I'm actively seeking a solution to. And so when people opt out really quickly, you know, yeah, it's probably them just like looking for it, or maybe you've turned them off somehow already. Who knows? We just can't even worry about it, you know? Like, we can't let that be part of what we think about, because you're going to have a whole group of people. You're going to have tons of people who want this. And your only thing with funnels is to figure out who is it that needs this right now and most immediately, And then as you create your systems, it's about figuring out what are the statistics. Okay, I've got 1% of my people buying. How do I bump this up higher? And everything is about establishing the numbers and then increasing it, you know? Like, well, maybe if I switch around when I offer the course, maybe if I offer it here instead of there, maybe I didn't build down to, you put it into place and then you test it. But you can't control who's going to come in, how quickly they're going to unsubscribe, what they do with your stuff. Same thing with people who buy your courses. You can't control whether they actually go through the course. Your only job is to provide the content and build the relationship. Because when you provide a great product, people are going to remember you for that, and they're going to come back around eventually.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome, Laura. Well, I am so glad that you were able to come on. I loved your questions. I love being able to dig in and help you find that. When going from like the, maybe it's like tools to like, ooh, it's that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was awesome. I really appreciate your help too.
Yeah, no problem, Laura. Have a great day. I'll see you later.
All right, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye-bye.